Welcome back to Retro Wednesday, Titanium Hanger. This is Mike, and today I want to talk to you about vintage toy prices dropping. There are deals to be found, deals that have been found. I'm going to be showcasing this, and yeah, I'm trying to stay off eBay, but it's hard. It's hard to stay off of eBay, and just with that, I'm just looking at deals that people are getting, which is awesome. So you could be getting these deals also, but there's also reasons prices drop, and right now I'll discuss that as we go through all of this, and hopefully you're seeing these deals, you're snagging some of these deals, and yeah, even the rarer stuff is going to still hold and command a bit of a higher price than some of the common stuff, but for the most part, vintage toys have taken a dip lately. Let's talk about this. Let's look at this, and I've got the evidence coming up. So I'm going to start with something fun, M.A.S.K stuff that has been selling for high prices. Now, I do think that just the news of these first four getting reissued has taken down the secondary market just a bit. Now, this is just live auctions, and I'm going to be switching over to completed listings. I think that looking at completed listings, you get to see what actual deals have been had out there, and for a complete Thunderhawk, $71, $70. I don't know if that 64 one was complete. Yep, $64 complete, 70. So there have been some deals. You might still find deals going forward, but look at so many of them in the $70 range. $70 with the two bombs and the complete is pretty good. And yeah, I know the reissue one is probably only going to be, what, like $50? So the $50 is still a pretty good value, but this is an original. Same thing with the Switchblade. Now, the Switchblade is going to be a $75 one from the Loyal Subjects when they make it, but it won't have any chrome, and it's not going to be an original. So there's always going to be a bit of a higher premium on the original one, but seeing these selling either complete or near complete in the $50 to $70 range is pretty good. Both the Thunderhawk and this sold for over $100 just a few months back, so big price drop, and I know it has something to do with the Loyal Subjects. I'm not sure if it's a long-term thing or it's a stumble, but we'll look into some more rare stuff because that stuff hasn't taken a dip. Here it is with the box. So I do want to point out that with the box, original packaging is still commanding a hefty price point. Hefty. But that's where I want the Loyal Subject stuff because I want the boxes that I'm missing, and I want them to look minty, fresh, and new. That's what I'm most excited about with Loyal Subjects. Looking at Condor. Condor's always been a low price point, very easy to get item. Still sitting down there around $20 plus shipping to about $30 plus shipping. So very easy one to get your hands on, get it complete in good condition, working order, and all that. Rhino, which is going to be $100 for the reissue one, the new one that comes out. Of course, you'll get the box with that. But you're getting complete ones for as cheap as $78. So that's a good value, a good deal overall. I want to say that some of the things that haven't been announced yet, sort of like you see in here, we got the Jackhammer, and that's still commanding like $87. But if that comes out at the $50, I would assume $50 price point, then this price might even be lower for the secondary market on the vintage ones. And I want to point out that the rare stuff still commands a heftier price. Now I'm going to show here where we have a stiletto that went for $119 plus 25 shipping. So let's just say about $150. And it's missing the helmets, probably missing the bombs and stuff. So 100% complete, $189, which really isn't that bad. $189 is not that bad considering this is one of the rare ones, probably in the top 5 when it comes to rarity. Another rare one, Wolf Beast. We got one 100% complete for $153. And you see the other ones priced higher than that, but $153 is not a bad price for this. And I know I have way more than that in my complete one because I pieced it together, buying some of these rare ones and getting it complete in one shot like this for $153. That's a good deal. There might be more deals like this out there popping up as time goes by. Another one is Skybolt, which Skybolt's one that's tough. I mean, it seems like people are trying to get over 200 out of it. There's a possibility you could piece together for $200. You could get two, like I did, 2 or 3, piece together one good one, and then sell off your extra parts, which is what I suggest to do with some of these rarer ones if you have the ability to. Guess I spent a lot of time looking at M.A.S.K stuff here. 106 for Afterburner, up to about 148, including the box. Now that's a heck of a deal. 150 with the box, and so you're gonna find boxes getting harder and harder to get in 2025. And then we've got the Fire Force, which is, I was actually surprised because I had picked up a Fire Force complete for $100. Even though I had a couple incomplete ones, I needed parts, and I got a fully complete one for $100 just last year or year before or something like that. Whenever I made my video that had this in it, I needed those parts. But anyway, this one has gotten a little more expensive. All right, getting into Silverhawks now. We're looking at Silverhawks, a lot of fun stuff. I'm a little blown away about the prices of these figures kind of dropping a little bit. And I do see in the package commands a lot more. These are not in the package, they just have a card. But I'm seeing even card backs commanding a whole lot more, doubling the price of some of these in many cases, like the Copper Kid one down there. Under $100 for Molecular, and still 35. You can't even, people aren't even buying up the Monstar for 35. And at the very top, people aren't buying the Moonstriker for 100. And I remember when that thing would pop up for 150 and sell right away. I'm sure condition has a lot to do with Silverhawks too, so I didn't really zoom in. Maybe some of them have rough chrome. I will say still commanding 180, and that the wings are bad on that. So a sealed Stargazer for 80, I would have been all over that. I know he's probably the absolute lowest price point figure in the toy line, aside from Buzzsaw and the Shreddator. But yeah, you can see stuff falling even in the Silverhawks range of pricing, which is a good time to buy. But again, if the chrome is perfect, the figures still command a bit heftier of a price point. Here is a $64 Copper Kid, which I bought my Copper Kid in 2020 for like $73. And I thought that was an okay deal, but you know, some deals come, some deals go, and looking at completeds are better than the live action auctions because we don't know the ending price on auctions till it's over. So I'm just going to be in here. So, Quicksilver, the most common figure for the low price point complete, one of the most common ones, and around the $50 range for a decent one with decent chrome. That's not bad. Getting into Sectaurs. Now notice Sectaurs prices are all over the place. It is based on per character and just some of the stuff. And as I search stuff that says complete, it's not always complete. You need to do your research. You need to know what you need in here. You can watch one of my videos on any of these toy lines that I showcase what everything comes with everything. Except Rambo. I have some missing parts in Rambo in my video. But anyway, I want to point out that about $30, $40 to get complete ones in Sectaurs. Not bad. Not bad prices. $35 somebody got a complete Pinsor with the Battle Beetle. My first one I bought a long time ago for $50, and it wasn't even complete. And that's me having lack of knowledge in the early days, not knowing. And $35 for complete. That's pretty awesome. The one thing about this toy line is the wings unbroken, still attached. Those really, really brittle wings that break very easily. That is always going to make these things command a much higher price. Now, if you're picky about the wings, you're just going to have to pony up the price, or you're going to have to hope you luck out on a good listing or an auction or something. But the reality is that you want those wings, you've got to pay up for them. It's just, it's part of the game, and I didn't want to pay up for the wings for a long time, till eventually I said I got to get them to complete them. I want to say the play set itself is... It's a tough one. It's a big play set. A lot of people don't want to ship it. There's issues with shipping, or if they ship it, it costs a lot. And then getting all the parts to complete it. I lucked out with a complete one for $300 back in 2020. Was it 2020, 2021, something like that? And so $300 for a complete one was awesome. But nowadays they're commanding a lot more for a complete one, simply because of the size, the rarity, and the fact that hopefully Sectaurs is getting truly rebooted. Now, getting into Thundercats, I want to point a few things out. At the top right, that is an amazing deal on Pumaira. Pumaira with an original sling, that weapon of hers, is $138.50. That is unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. I paid around that for one does not have the weapon. Now, she's got paint wear on the chest, and she has little to no spotting, though. I mean, I'll touch up that paint. You can't get rid of the spotting, and you can't just find... Most people get more than this for the sling. Anyway, looking at some of these other things, Rotaro down there for 40. I think he's missing a tail, though. Another thing is, when you're collecting any of these toy lines, you do need to know what goes with it. I didn't know Rotaro had a tail because the first one I got didn't have a tail. Got it in a lot. It was like practically free. I went a year thinking Rotaro didn't have a tail until somebody was talking about Rotaro's tail. And I'm like, looked at mine. I'm like, mine doesn't have a tail, but I got a hole in the back. $10. Now, a lot of this stuff, $10 for that Voltron. Don't be fooled by it. If it's like $9.99, $29.99, it might have been a make offer. They don't always show best offer. And the way these work, there's upward make offers nowadays. So an upward make offer, meaning starting bid at $9.99, make offer, I'm going to offer you $20. They take the $20. So it could have been an upward offer. That's relatively new. It's actually new within the last few years. Want to talk about this here. There are some crazy things going on here. Super 7 Ultimate stuff can command heftier prices than vintage. That's mind-blowing, but it's just the way it is. And Driller, Stinger, and Tongosaurus are still just skyrocketing in price. I think I got my Driller around 300, got my Stinger for around 300, and good luck getting them like that this day and age. But I did see a $400 Stinger go not too long ago. Couldn't find it in here. Getting into G.I. Joe. Now, this is the juggernaut that is deflating a bit, and I really wished I would have waited till 2025 to collect G.I. Joe. It's really, there's no good year to collect G.I. Joe and no bad year to collect G.I. Joe. It's really take your time. Take your time and just wait till the right item shows up for you. Don't try to squeeze getting the last 300 figures you need into 3 months. That's expensive. Really expensive, like I did. But I want to say the Killer Whale, it's still commanding about $300 because all the parts and the parts break, and just getting a 100% complete one is really tough this day and age. And yeah, I mean, it's probably even harder now than when I was piecing mine together back in the day. Also, looking at stuff like Spirit down there for $20. Great deal. He's complete. And his gun is an accessory pack. So you got to understand accessory pack stuff. Also, the blues. Any of them that have a blue shirt that's starting to look greenish, you want to get the bluest, the better. So the more greenish instead of blue, the lower the price point in value. Also, I mean, I'm amazed to see like a Doc and the Dreadnought Ripper for $12.50. I mean, these are some good prices on these figures. $25. Wow, you can't even sell a Snake Eyes version 3 for $25. $24. Looking at this fun stuff here, the Baroness with all the different accessory colors for the accessory packs, or several different ones. It's kind of fun there. I will say this. If you're collecting G.I. Joe and you're just buying loose figures, you're buying figures that are not complete, you're going to get a heck of a value, but that whole lot's value is closely based on the Sky Striker figure in there. I mean, that's really what's going on. Then seeing the Power Fighter from 1994 down there, that's a good deal. $50 complete. Looks like it's complete in good condition. It's not faded. It's still white. I'm always blown away that Blowtorch is so cheap. It's a good figure. It's one I would think would be a little bit higher in value. But then again, Chuckles 30 is about right. Beachhead about right. Getting down there with Falcon with... Okay, he's got his antenna. He's got his knife. He's got everything. Probably accepted an offer at $20. That's not bad. I will say this, though. Grand Slam with the silver. I paid $100 for mine. And so I just... Or $80 for mine. I ponied up $80 for mine. And I thought that was a good deal. $137, but that has all of the stuff with it. And here's some more items in here. Again, another Doc for $19. Another Dreadnought for $26. But he's missing his waist. That's weird. I do want to say all of the troop builders, Cobra Commanders, and all those, or not Cobra Commanders, Cobra Troopers, Cobra Officers, and those kinds of things, still command a bit of a hefty price. Troop builders will always command a little heftier price than the one and done kind of characters. And getting close to done here with these. We'll say that stuff like Admiral Keelhaul, Starduster, and even down to the bottom right, Scarlet, for as very common as Scarlet really is common. Getting her with decent shape, decent condition is a challenge, so she'll command a higher price. But I'm shocked that the Night Raven was consistently selling for over $300, which I had gotten my friend's childhood one, and I was like, thank goodness I don't have to go try to track one down for $300. Now you can get them for $165. Not bad. All right, next up we got Visionaries, and I want to say that lot, $249, $250 for 2468. So these are the non-pilot 8 for $250. Nobody even wanted to buy them. Mostly complete, missing a couple of accessories and a helmet, this, that, another, but really close to complete. $250, not a bad deal. If you're looking to buy Visionaries, that's a good way to start. And it says best offer. I bet you they'd take $200. I mean, that's the way I work, the way I operate. Look down below, $400 for a Rican. Rican is still commanding like $500, and without his sword, if he had his sword, someone probably would have ponied up the $400 for that. But I believe the sword's the hardest piece to get, but it's almost equal depending on time of year, sellers, variety, whether it's the helmet, the chest piece, the lizard, or the sword. And I would say that the lizard chest piece should be the hardest one to get, because about a third of these were packed with Farrell's chest plate, but it's the way it is. Looking in here, you're getting complete figures for $35 or so. All of these were consistently $50 and up complete when I was collecting these in 2020. So these have taken a dip, taken a hit, and I'm not even sure about how good the holograms are, but they all look pretty good to me from where I'm standing. So if you're looking at Visionaries, this is a pretty good time to collect Visionaries and get in there and get some decent price Visionaries. But understand, Rican, Farrell, Mordred, and Ekdar, the drivers are going to be the hardest figures to get, and the vehicles are not the cheapest. All right, getting into a sub-M.A.S.K, sub-line, subgroup, not really M.A.S.K, Vor-Tech. And it's one of the things very few people even know about, but I like this. Generally, the carded stuff was about $100 to, at one point in time, $200 each. And now some of these are selling for really good prices. I mean, I think I paid $50 for my loose complete Rattler at the bottom there, bottom center, and that thing sold for $55. So a sealed one, brand new, minty fresh. Would have rather cracked the mini fresh one open. Now, I don't know. I have trouble opening vintage stuff. I've even bought something sealed, wanted to keep it sealed, and bought a loose one for like 50% more just to have a loose one and not open my sealed one. It's a weird mental obstacle hurdle I need to get over, but looking through here, we've got some good prices on some of these. With the Thunderwing at $58, and just for like $30 more, there was a sealed one. So great prices on this line. If you like collecting M.A.S.K, or if you've got everything M.A.S.K, look into this line. Last, I guess, more stuff. This is everything. Literally, these 3 slides is every single thing that's sold in the last 3 months for Vor-Tech, and they're all pretty good prices. There's really only 1 or 2 things that is more than I would have paid or have paid in the past. All right, getting into Ravel, and this is the Power Lord stuff, which is kind of a fun, kind of crazy, quirky line back in the day. We got some Drench figures in here, 30. I didn't take the time to analyze, do they have the little squirter in the back? I mean, top left one has a squirter in the back, probably has his weapon. That's why he's 89. And then you look at some various different pricing. So I do believe the one in the bottom left has his weapon, and this bubble with him probably has a squirter. 40 is an amazing price for that. And then I remember there was a time where Disguisor, I mean, if as long as nothing was broken on him, even without his weapon, was commanding $100. But now prices have fallen in this toy line. Now this is another niche toy line. This doesn't have a ton of people going after it, so it's one of these that if there's not much supply on the market, the prices of this shoot up fast. And then if there's a drench of supply on the market like there is right now, prices can fall very fast too. So that's why I'm looking at some of these smaller ones, because they are more prone to the swings of the market, as to where G.I. Joe has got a constant supply, but also a constant collector base. So those prices fluctuate, but they don't fluctuate quite as rapidly as something like this would. Getting into Matchbox Robotech. Well, I should do a Voltron. Might have to do that in a later series. Looking at this, you got the usual contenders, the old dudes, the old wizard-looking dudes, but we've got Dolza, and we've got, what is that other dude's name? But we've got these guys, and they're always trolling the low end, and let's go up a little higher. So a little higher is you got Rick Hunter for 35 complete with his helmet. I know a lot of people, they need to get the helmets, they need to get the guns and all that kind of stuff. Generally, the helmet would go for about 10, the gun would go for about 5, and the figure would go for 20. So that's about right on par. But some reason when you get it all together complete, it usually goes for like 40 or 50. So 35 is a good price. Scott Bernard was another. He was a $100 figure for a long time. People were paying up $100 for Scott Bernard, and then bottom right, Roy Fokker. People were paying near $100 for him, just because there just weren't any on the market. There just were none available to buy. Now I guess they're popping up for lower prices. It's a good time to get in on these if you want to fill out your collection. Lisa Hayes was another one, for whatever reason, was commanding higher prices back. Of course, 2020, 2021 when I collected. My point of reference for some of these is when I collected it, so I'm just looking at it now, astonished how low the prices are getting in this. Best way to collect, even in 2025, is don't be too much of a snob in collecting. Buy lots, and that 129 is a little steep for me. If you're buying a lot, 129 is really not bad. You add it up 35 each, and you kind of get there. Down at the bottom, though, you're really getting bang for your buck, buying 13 figures, which all appear to be complete, all appear to be in good condition, and you're getting that for $17.50 a figure. We're talking 3 figures that used to cost $100 each on the secondary market, and then the rest of them that were like anywhere between 20 and 50. That's a good value. Prices are dropping. Not to mention, we've got 8 figures sealed. Some of them are actually Matchbox, not Harmony Gold, and that's $200. Really good deal. Maybe that was a make offer. Hey, I'll offer you 500. I don't know. Let's get into another really obscure toy line, the Love Boat. And I know a lot of people had a lot of crazy comments about my Love Boat video and my collection. I still love my Love Boat collection, and I'm not getting rid of it anytime soon. Here's somebody that got all of the figures, all 6 of the figures loose, but missing the hats for $95. The Bartender Isaac usually sells for $75. $50 is a good price. $65 sealed is a good price. And then down below, a full set of sealed ones for $169.69. And then with $65 for all the figures with the hats. The hats are just hard to get. Usually people charge $30 for a hat and get it. And then the Love Boat box there is not the actual one from Mego. It's another company that made a Love Boat one that came with little miniature kind of like army figure size figures, little tiny plastic ones. It's all plastic, Mike. Centurions, looking at this, I'm astonished. $81 for a sealed Jake Rockwell. Was it really sealed, or did somebody open it up and restrap it in? I don't know. But some really good prices on some Centurion stuff all around. $95 for an ace. About on par, generally around $100 for each of the figures loose. They usually go for $100 complete. That's why $81. Of course, I think it was from Canada A, so there was another $20 in shipping. For me, if I were to buy it. So let's look at the rare stuff. Now, the rare stuff in Centurions is still tough, but I mean, I was shocked to see a slingshot go for $250, but it didn't have the treads and it didn't have the front gun and whatever that other cannon, what are the box that comes with it. So yeah, completely complete are still pushing $500 to $600. Also, Seabats, there's really not very many complete ones out there, and I guess right now, it's timing, Seabat is commanding a higher price than the rest of the weapons systems out there, but kind of do what I did. I bought several cheap ones and pieced together a good one. That's kind of how I did it. Here's the kind of trolling the higher end that say they're complete-ish or something. The word complete shows up in there, and very expensive for that. But that's because it's the box. I think that people do add a premium for the box, especially with the insert. Looking at traumatizers, there's a couple. There's one with a box for $700 on eBay. There's 3 of them on Mercari that have been on their fray a long time. 2 complete, 1 not complete, but this sucker is still a bit of a challenge to get. But if you're there at the right time, or you make offers and work deals out with people, then you could probably get a good deal on traumatizers. I have seen them as cheap as $400 complete within the last year. But then again, I see people asking that much for them, so it is what it is. Rimco Kat, I recently did my video on these. That was a fun yet unfun toy line. Trying to get all the different variants and the weapons and accessories is a challenge for these. But you're going to see some really cool stuff. Since I made my video, it feels like my curse is lifted on a toy line. Now that I'm done with it, I move on. It seems to get a lot cheaper. And so $269 for the playset, is a pretty good value. $40 shipping. Trust me, the shipping is going to cost every bit of $40. That thing is big. And the way the box is, you can't really condense it down much. $100 for a carded figure, not bad. Down the bottom right, $215 for a nice little collection. And then in the middle, $125 because they got those tables. I want to showcase this real quick. There are some figures that all went for like $20 each. And I'm pretty sure I saw those auctions into $20 each. That's a fun thing, fun stuff back in the day. And then the competition center $250 because I believe that's sealed, or if it's not sealed, it's open box but complete content sealed kind of thing. So people really do pay up for that. I want to see on this slide here we've got 6 figures sealed for $279. That's an amazing deal. That just ended like 6 days ago. So someone bought it 6 days ago. So that's awesome. Pretty good deal there. $125 for just one figure, but that is a later series figure, the Miyagi at the bottom. It's a bit of a challenge. So good stuff going on right here. These are all some excellent deals. Hope y'all are jumping on them if you need any of this stuff. Getting into Crystar. And one of the things is you're going to notice that once you search by the lowest price, you're going to notice all of these. You're going to see Moltar and Magma Man and all of them. When you get to the higher priced ones, you notice it's like a clear line. Those stop, and then the clear ones start, the good guys start, and they start getting more expensive. And so you get into 50, 60 and stuff. And really for $59, only missing the helmet, which is probably the hardest part to get on Crystar. And then just they keep going up from there, but it's $92 for a 100% complete one. For Crystar, not bad. So some really good deals that have been had in the past month or so. That's pretty awesome. Price is coming down. Good time to collect. Moving into Rambo. Now, generally, Rambo's tough because there's 2 reasons, and I'm part of that problem. I didn't know what all came with it when I was doing my video. When I first was collecting this, I was just shooting from the hip and having fun collecting it. And then I start trying to match things up, checklists, and noticing I'm missing stuff. So know what you're getting into every time you buy something. What's it missing? But $35 for what they say is 100% complete Kat. I don't see her knife in there, her big giant knife, but I mean, I might be wrong on that. Don't see it. And then missing the red straps on the Ninja, but still, it's $35. So most of these would generally run 50 to 80 loose, and then carded close to 100 depending on the day. And then over here we've got 42 for, on the bottom left, complete the firepower Rambo, and then a standard Rambo for 41. So really not bad prices, not really super ultra cheap either, but far down from what they were commanding just even last year. All right, I want to wrap this up, and I'm going to have to do a whole other edition of this down the road because this is kind of fun. I have fun doing this, and it kind of feeds my own addiction just to look at it and see what's going on out there. But this is modern. This is Mattel Creations, and right now there's prices are down on Mattel Creations exclusives like the Geldor. So get it while you can. I screwed up this picture. Maybe I'll go back and retake it. It's such a goofy thing. But we have Vor-Tech is still available. But then also, what, 2 months ago? Month ago, Rio Blast, however long ago that one, still available. And if you just are behind on all this, it's a good time to clean up and add all the stuff to your cart and get all these deals, because there's more clearance stuff out there to be found, like the Night Stalker horse and all that kind of stuff. So let me know what you think about this format. Did you enjoy seeing this, looking at prices, talking about this, and have you noticed the price drops? Have you been taking advantage of any of these price drops? Let me know in the comments below, because I want to hear you guys getting good deals. Like, subscribe. Try to hear them hang out.